What's going on, Internet? And welcome to another ARFCOM review. Oh, that was nice. Today on the docket, we have the PSA Rock 5.7 pistol. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the very cool cartridge that it shoots and why we think it's a pretty sexy option if you're, looking to get hooked on 5.7?
If you're looking for a gateway drug to 5.7, this could be an option for you.
So right before we get into that, we are going to hear a quick word from our sponsors and get back to shooting.
Today's video is sponsored by Vault Pro, proudly manufacturing the finest American-made safes, vault doors, safe rooms, and storm shelters, and by Double Black. Double Black's all-American-made 416R stainless barrels are threaded half by 28 and button rifled at a 1 in 10 twist, so you can shoot cast, plated, or jacketed ammo. They are ready to use with no hand fitting required, and a thread protector is included. And finally, from the genius that brought you the Bushmaster firearm, comes the Hydra Mark 15, the ultimate weapon platform. Modular, versatile, and mission-driven, the Hydra Mark 15 quick and easy caliber changes give you a whole lot of options without costing you a whole lot of money.
So the FN 5.7 round is a shorty boy. The easiest comparison for the layperson is it is basically a super shortened 5.56. That's what a lot of people will compare it to. The benefit from this over a standard pistol caliber is going to be velocity. It is a quick boy. If you look at 9mm, you're typically looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of like 900 all the way up to like maybe 1,400 feet per second, and that's like cooking. That would be an insanely fast
So super
plus
light
B
rounds
plus
that are
85 grain. It's some niche
I think
9mm.
the Liberty Civil Defense is like 2,000 feet per second.
Yeah, this will do a lot more than that. In the same way, and this is why the analogy is given or why the example is given, 5.56 doesn't beat you with weight, it beats you with speed. This does the exact same thing. It's a smaller projectile moving way faster. And so it gives you the five was made in 98.
Yeah, so the round was developed in 1990 after NATO put out a request for something that would be replacing 9x19 Parabellum, so standard 9mm NATO.
9mm for the uninitiated.
Yep. And so at that point, they developed the P90 first, and then the pistol was put out later on. I think 1998 is when they were fully into production with the first FN 5.7 pistols.
Yeah. And for this is pre-PDW being a term. This is pre like hostage rescue was super new. Like it was when all the cool
Stargate
was a thing. But a lot of people were running stuff like MP5s and these pistol caliber carbines, right? And they decided that they wanted something that would give them the ability to defeat body armor. Because it's the one thing, 9mm, 45, 10mm, it's cool and all if you're hitting something that's not armored. And when you're dealing with organized armed combatants and you're the people getting paid to go in and go stop them from hurting people, ballistic starts to matter. But it's a really cool cartridge. It allows for you to have a lot of bullets in a very small package that have the capability to defeat body armor. PSA, almost 2 decades after the original FN 5.7 pistol came out, decided, I want to be part of this. There were some people that came in and around the same time. I know Smith & Wesson came out with a pistol.
Yeah.
Ruger came out with a pistol. And then you've had the legacy FN 5.7 pistol. The Rock is, as PSA tends to do, they did this with the Dagger. They did this with a couple of other things. This is a smoking price for 5.7. Most of these pistols start at $700 and go up from there very, very fast. This started at $500 for MSR. Was it $580?
It was $589,
Yeah.
and then we were looking today. They have one that's optics cut, threaded barrel, and a nice fancy gray for $489.
It's pretty wild. It's got a really interesting blowback design. It's striker-fired blowback pistol. I think it's
Delayed blowback.
Delayed blowback.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not a Browning for those of you that care or know. In most Browning actions, there's a tilting barrel. So if you look at the way your Glock was to just go safely and point in a safe direction with your unloaded gun, when you pull the slide back or you watch a slide move, the barrel tilts. It's going to have a negative effect on accuracy. It's going to affect recoil. Not only is the 5.7 round already like practically just a glorified 22 as far as recoil impulse is concerned, but the slide going straight back and the barrel not moving practically at all within that, there's going to be some wiggle, but it aids itself in accuracy.
It also has like a pretty low profile like slide comparatively to like other other handguns out there. Dude, it feels so good in the hand.
For it is ergonomically, it is wonderful. We are all correct-handed. For left-handed people, you're going to have some complaints because this is not ambidextrous. The slide release / catch, however you want to say it, is not ambidextrous, and I don't know if that magazine release or catch is reversible or not. It does come with a full-size rail. It is a full-size, it's like Glock 17 sized, if not almost 34 size as far as length, but it's way skinnier. It's like you compared it to a shield.
It feels like a shield in the hand.
It's a shield this way, but not that way. It's like a Beretta 92 in this dimension of girth, but not in this dimension side to side. But it's actually a pretty ergonomic pistol for what it is. I expected it when you pick up this magazine and it looks like something that should go in like a Desert Eagle. And then you actually grab the gun and it doesn't feel nearly that thick for a gun that carries 23+1 rounds with a flush fitting magazine. I don't know. It just should feel chunkier than it is. The trigger weight, we did pull it. It kind of pulled all over the place. I normally don't have that issue. I got as low as like 4.8 and as high as 6.1. And so like 15 pulls later, I came down to like 5.8 pounds. It feels lighter than that, but it's 5.8. It's a little spongy. It's very akin to like a Gen 3 Glock trigger, but lighter. A lot of the, Smith & Wesson had some 22 pistols that had that weird, or even like their easy line of pistols. Yeah. It's light and spongy, but it's still defined enough for you to be able to
It's not bad. I don't mind it. I have felt plenty worse than that.
Yeah. Comes with factory iron sights, at least our iteration of it did. It does have like a big front dot. The sight radius is like a mile for a pistol, so it kind of makes sense that they look to your eye the same size when you're looking down the sights, but like if you actually compared them side by side, you have like a huge front dot and then a smaller rear sights. We shot this on the, shout out to Mr. Guns, we did their House of 1,000 casings. This is our spooky Halloween edition of things. And it doesn't, for how mechanically accurate the pistol could be, the iron sights are just a very gross sight measurement. I would like a red dot. We all said that. The trigger was really easy, 5.7.
We just all suck at shooting.
There's that too. But it's 23+1 rounds of like super fast boys.
1,700
feet
per second.
It's kind of wild. So I think when you talk about why would I want a 5.7 pistol in general, all of them are going to have pretty high capacity. Their standard capacity magazines carry 23 rounds +1. It does come with 2 of them. But that's a very low recoiling gun that you're having really on the verge of like rifle or PCC size capability without having a crazy extended magazine. It does have a really interesting way that it takes down. I think this has to deal with the whole weird blowback action, but you pull the pins down and just like a plunger like sinks down and then the slide pops off. It doesn't come on or go on the way it normally would with a Glock. So that's unique to the gun and obviously had to be engineered for them. And I think if you're interested in it, this is pretty much the only approachable model as far as price is concerned. It comes with 2 magazines, which is nice to have. And I think it lets you realize like there's constantly people pushing in the gun industry to find something more niche or to find something specifically. And this was designed for CQB distances, which makes sense in civilian context that you're not going off and having to shoot 400 yards away.
But if you had to, this gun shoots a lot flatter than some other calibers.
Things that don't have braces or stocks attached to them, this is a gun with a red dot that could absolutely probably do it. I think if you had the right loads in it, and then if your barrel was up to spec for it and you had an adequate shooter behind it, would be perfectly capable ballistically of hitting out to 100 yards like easy. But I think it's fascinating. I think a lot of people, if you can afford the ammunition, I think that this offers a very, very cool alternative to 9mm, which is kind of the standard for it. And for good reasons, it, depending on the cartridge that you end up going with or the projectile you end up going with, either won't penetrate too much and will dump all of that muzzle energy into somebody, or will actually help you go through barriers if you can afford the ammunition or get access to it. If you're worried about running into people with body armor, or if you're more recoil sensitive and aren't going to do that with a full-size rifle or shotgun or whatever it is that you're going to try to do to defeat that barrier, this is the most friendly way to have a home defense gun that likely everybody can use if you can afford to shoot it. So it's I think it's a winner. PSA has been crushing it as of late. They made a very ergonomic pistol that doesn't cost a ton, that gives you that squeeze of Counter-Strike shooting your 5.7 for a lot less. It's about half. I think the FN right now for the diehards that want to get that, it makes sense for the nostalgia's sake, but it's like $1,400.
It's like a third the price.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to look at, especially because PSA and their crazy again witchcraft. This is going to be cut. What is this cut for? The shield arms.
Yeah, so it's a shield footprint cut on the optics ready one we were looking at, and in addition they had an RMR plate and a doctor plate to adapt as well.
So come with a threaded barrel, be kind of cool to suppress. And it would take pretty much any full-size flashlight that you could throw on any other guns. This will work with the universal holsters and stuff like that. I think it's a cool gun. I'd probably, if I was going to get a 5.7 pistol, I'd probably get one. I'm pretty married to 9mm. But we'll see. We might fight over this once we're done reviewing it. If they wanted to know more about this or more about us, where could they go?
If you want to talk to us, if you want to get to know us, get in our DMs. You could slide into the Discord. The link is down in the description. You can come talk to me, come talk to Josh.
Not Paul.
Spicy's there. Paul.
You won't answer your questions?
He's a busy boy.
And if you want to slide into our DMs, you can also go to ar15.com on Instagram.
We'll be on Instagram. That is us also on Twitter or X, depending on your predisposition for that. And if you'd like to see more of this, let us know in the comment section below. If you'd like to see us take this to long range, let us know. And if you have any experience with the gun yourself, good, bad, or ugly, let us know and we'll argue about it. And then you can always obviously come to the forums and argue more there with people that are considerably more knowledgeable than us and or find deals there. So please don't go to AR15.com /deals, and you're going to have issues because you might spend some money if you do that.
Yeah, don't save money on ammo right now.
Don't do that. Don't you dare.
You don't want to do that.
Don't do that at all.
Buy it full price.
So with all of that, I will see you guys in the next review. Thank you for hanging out with us. And if you really want to support the Second Amendment community, support our sponsors because they are the reason why we're able to exercise that right.
Get yourself something nice. You deserve it.
Bye.
Until next time, can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Can you smell?